protocol. What do we do? How do we handle it? Not
you
so
stand.
fast.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I'm going to stand up next to you.
This clause would not approve. Right.
Bunch of college girls.
Right. No. It becomes no.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card. Or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12-month same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That it is. Welcome into On the Block, another week of the show. Christmas right around the corner. But until then, the only presents you get is ours. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland with you for the next couple hours here during On the Block, brought to you, as you heard, by NEBCO. Check them out today at nebcoinc.com if you are a mechanic looking to switch careers or start your career in a new place, or if you are a CDL driver or want to become one, check out Constructors Lincoln or Ready Mixed Concrete. As I said, I'm Austin, joined as always by my partner, E-Strick. How's your weekend,
There
partner?
he is. It was
How
great.
you doing?
It was great. It was great. Very relaxing. It was very cold. Let's just keep it a buck on that. It was definitely cold. It feels absolutely amazing outside right now. So I'm just glad that I made it through. And that goes to show you that cold situations or rainy days or any of that don't last always. But let's also give credence to those who experience the black ice situations that happened up in Omaha. It was thanks to our relationship that we have with the Kindler, was able to stay there. The Kindler is wonderful right here, also off of right up the street from us on 11th. And what is that, between 11th and
P&Q?
P&Q. Mm-hmm. And shout out to them because we didn't get the weather, Austin.
We did not.
We didn't get what they got up there. And so, but the fact that I was able to stay here in the city and avoid having to drive back home, because I saw some of the videos and it was crazy. It was just nothing. It was nothing you can do. It didn't matter what kind of car you had, you was getting the smoke. And there was pile ups and people. I hope everybody's okay. Let me just say that. It wasn't a very good look, but we made it through.
Eric says, "Happy Monday, fellas," and Strick a preemptive pause in all caps. That's an exclamation point. So, yeah, hold your horses there, Eric.
Coming.
Get it out of the way early now. But, Stricky, why were you down here Friday night instead of up in Omaha?
It was down here, man. It was it was one of those situations where I needed to put my bifocals on the
You're not that old. Stop.
The Nebraska and Indiana game. And wanted to see what the outcome was going to be, what their level of resilience, or their bounce back, their recovery, their mentality was going to be coming back home. Now the streak, I think, is extended. What, 19-1, or is it more than that now? No, 20 something, right? At home. I
think 18 straight at home.
I thought it was 18 before that, but I could be wrong. You guys would.
It's been since February of 2023 since Nebraska lost a game at home. It's a long streak.
It's a long streak, right? So I wanted to see what that was going to look like. Are you going to just succumb to the bad outing that you had, or are you going to really bounce back knowing that you have a good thing going here at home? And those are some of the things we talked about, and they did. They came out and they played well, and the game was close even up until halftime, and then all of a sudden they made some stances, and they also you saw a little good transition stuff and getting out and pushing and getting tempo and finishing, and they shot the ball pretty well for the most part. So we saw those numbers that were really bad in the last game. They looked better.
They absolutely did. The biggest number, I think, for Nebraska was 30, career high 30 points, at least at Nebraska, for Bryce Williams. And Strick, that to me was the biggest takeaway from this game. We'll get into a little bit more here, but we saw Bryce Williams go on a personal 10-0 run against South Dakota to give Nebraska some breathing room. Mm-hmm. Cool. Good. We know Bryce Williams can get going. He can get on a heater. But Strick, my biggest question was, can Bryce Williams do that for Nebraska against Big Ten caliber competition? He didn't do it against Michigan State when Nebraska needed anyone to step up. Maybe credit Michigan State for that. But my big question, and something that is still bears watching, was, can Bryce Williams consistently step up and win a game, dominate a game for Nebraska? I said it at the end of Old School, and Jay and I were giving our final thoughts to the game. I didn't love Indiana's matchups for Bryce Williams, especially after Mackenzie Mbaka went out with 2 early fouls, right? Within the first 30 seconds of the game, Indiana's arguably their most talented player was out. Bryce Williams scores 11 points, I believe, in the first half is what it was. And then 19 it was 11 in just a 21-4 run that put the game away late. Strick, Bryce Williams was the closer against a good team, against a talented team that began the year ranked in the top 20, that has NBA talent on that roster, that has an NBA head coach in Mike Woodson. Mm-hmm. Bryce Williams stepped up. He answered the bell. He took over, hit tough shots, created some easy ones. But most importantly, Strick, he hit big ones. Had the three-pointer that pushed the lead from 5 to 8. Went to the rim, hit a tough fadeaway, hit the one right before halftime to give Nebraska the 3-point cushion. I was really impressed with what I saw from Bryce Williams on Friday night.
It made me wonder because I happened to look down the road with my partner, and I saw a resemblance of something I'm familiar with, and that was a uniform that I happened to be able to play in. I'm not going to put them out on blast, but they were in the building. But it was
a pretty neat story, though, Strick.
Pretty neat story. It was a pretty neat story. The young man that happened to be there, kind of checking out some talent. I know he's going to have some things to go back and have discussions with some of the top brass and put it out there for Bryce, and because of how well he played, because he looked very much so like a pro. Mm-hmm. And but the young man that happened to be there scouting out the game from one of the teams that I happen to play for had went to one of my camps. How crazy
come
is
on,
that?
Man.
Like, God,
no way.
Yeah, he said, I went to one of your camps when I was young, and I was like, oh, golly. Well, thanks.
It was just last year, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 35, and I was like, dang, like, you got to be only 19,
right?
Like, you're out here.
Young pup.
The young puppy dog. So yeah, man. Good stuff though.
So Bryce was balling, but Strick, here's the thing. Nebraska got off to a fantastic start, 13-3, capped by that Bear K. Boyington gel 3-pointer. Indiana came back, took the lead in the first half. Nebraska retakes it going into halftime. Nebraska starts extending. Indiana keeps it within arm's reach. Excuse me, but then Strick, a 21-4 run for Nebraska over the last 9:57. And Fred Hoiberg said post-game, when we're comfortable, we're not very good. When we're locked in, we're intense. We can be pretty dangerous. That was a locked-in team defensively. They survived a couple missed open three-pointers from Luke Goody. But credit Nebraska for really, really clamping down in that last 8-minute stretch.
Well, yeah, it was wild. And even more wild than that, the game was still under double digits when I pieced you out going into that final timeout. So we're talking about over that stretch. I get here to the studio and I look up and I'm like, they're up like 14, 16 points. I said, what happened? Like what went on? And at that point, I want to say it was a 9-1 run and still going up. So you saw a lot of guys play a lot of minutes. That was good to see. And what was even better to see is that even in those minutes that were played, there was some efficiencies that were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about they didn't have to shoot a whole bunch of threes. I like that for this team. Don't be over reliant on that aspect of the game. They were getting downhill. Hence, guess what number goes up?
That field goal percentage.
The field goal percentage number. You're taking better threes. You made almost, you made over what? 50%?
You were 8 of 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on top of that, your assist numbers were up because we looked at that last game. I don't even think they had 5. I mean, you couldn't buy a bucket if you were walking down the street and saw the little outside guy selling the little hot dogs on the corner. You still couldn't buy it, even though it was at a discounted rate. That's how bad they shot. And this game was a little bit different, and that was good to see because they were definitely putting up and they weren't like crazily turning over the ball. They did turn over 14 times, but they weren't crazy turnovers that overly cost them as much because I think their transition was pretty good in getting back.
It's what got Indiana back in the game early. Juwan Gary, Bear K. Boyington gel turnovers that lead to runouts, but then Nebraska, for the most part, cleaned it up. Bad day at the free throw line, 17 of 26 is not what we've come to expect from this team. But off nights happen. Strick, I saw this, and this to me was maybe the most telling stat of the evolution of Nebraska men's basketball under Fred Hoiberg. So Indiana's selling point, right? Yeah, a couple transfer guards. Miles Rice was cooking. He was really good. Mackenzie Mbako, who's going to be an NBA player probably after this year. But still the selling point for Indiana and for Mike Woodson is the two bigs. Indiana, this is from Tony Andranya on Twitter, big bracketology and CBB analytics guy. Indiana played 15 possessions with their two bigs tonight, with Umar Ballo and Malik Renew playing together. They gave up 2 points per possession defensively, and Nebraska outscored Indiana 30-12 with those two guys on the floor at the same time.
That's
essentially
good.
Indiana's starting lineup.
Yeah.
And Strick, think back to early Fred Hoiberg. Umar Ballo and Malik Renew feast. They each probably go for 15 or 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
But look what Fred Hoiberg has done, where teams with bigs like that aren't killing Nebraska. And not only is Nebraska playing them even at 20-20, Nebraska's winning those minutes by 18 points in a 17-point game. The thing Indiana wanted to do, that it hung its hat on, Nebraska said, no, we're going to be better at it than you. We're going to match you, and we're going to counter you. What an impressive just evolution of his basketball style by Fred Hoiberg over the last 3 years to get to a point where that's the case.
Yeah, no doubt. I saw a couple of instances where you can see that they're trying to figure out ways to use Braxton Mia as well, because I think defensively he looked pretty good in just making it tough. They were really big on their traps, especially on that mid post area. They were really
Ballo
quick.
is not a good passer. They ate him.
You know what I mean? I thought they did a pretty good job. Their guards Obviously, that's where they struggle a little bit. We're going to play pretty well for them with Miles Rice and those guys. You could figure that was going to be something that would happen, but I think they need to figure out better ways to use him. I thought they used Burr-Euthangel and Morgan pretty well in getting them involved. I think you've got to still use him as a lob threat. I think it's just going to open up so many more things, and they missed him on a couple deep seals that, I think you and I talked about a little bit. And so we got to just get better there, but love it.
The other thing, maybe screen a little bit better too.
Yeah.
Bello got open quite a few times, but that's a grown man, rock steady, rock solid. Nebraska can always get better setting screen, something we talked about last year. Few things here as we get to YouTube and the text line. Justin, appreciate you chiming in on YouTube. Question, what can Coach Hoiberg do to ensure this team shows up on the road this season? Seeing the game at Michigan State, then the bounce back at home gives deja vu of last season. What do you think, Stricky?
You said the word. That word was locked in. They've got to be locked in, and I think that's probably one of the key components. Is they can't have those. We saw it against St. Mary's, and so if you didn't see it, you wouldn't be able to recognize what I'm saying, right? You'd have to have seen it, where you see these surges of energy and then these lulls of just complacency just being out on the court. You can't have that, man. It's got to be total lock-in. It's got to be total focus. It's got to be playing until you can't breathe anymore. You look at how many people grace the court, touch the court, maybe not big minutes, but you're deep. You're a deep enough team that you don't have to feel as if you can save energy. Go and expend everything you got. Coach will find a way to make sure he gets you back in there. Be efficient and good while you're out there so that he makes it easier for you. Like, for example, I mentioned that about Ulyss. I said, Ulyss got to make free throws, baby. You put yourself at a disadvantage of staying in games late. They can't use you. They ain't gonna put you out there. So you got to do those type. Take care of the ball, make your free throws, be efficient, and make plays. Whether it's getting securing an extra possession or getting a possession, make coach feel as though they can't play you. So during all your time and all your game, just do what you need to do that's going to be effective in helping the team to secure a win, and you'll find yourself getting more minutes.
Old Dad 34, good afternoon, fellas. Good afternoon, Old Dad 34. What's your take right now, Stricky? Over under 18.5 wins for Nebraska men's basketball.
Say that again.
Over under 18.5 wins for Nebraska men's basketball. They said it's 7-2 right now.
Wow.
Can they get 11 or 12 more wins?
I think they do pretty good in this tournament that's coming up. I think
4 more non-con games.
So I think out of their 4 non-con, I think they win. Definitely, I think they can win 3 or 4 of their non-cons that's still left.
That gets you to 10.
Okay.
So then can you go 7 and 11?
I think at home, so they would need, how many home games they have? Let's see, 1, 2.
You'll have UCLA,
3,
Rutgers,
4.
USC, Illinois, Ohio State, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Iowa at home.
Okay, let me start from the bottom. Iowa's going to be a tough game, but I think they can get them at home. I think they beat Minnesota at home, so that's 2. I think they get Michigan at home. I think Maryland will be tough. I think they can get Ohio State at home. I think they can get Washington on the road. I think Oregon will be tough on the road. Illinois will be tough at home. I think they can beat Wisconsin on the road. Rutgers will be tough at home because just the athletic guards, that's going to be the part.
Yeah.
Purdue, tough at Iowa, and you hope during alumni weekend you can get UCLA. So, yeah, I think they get there. they're teetering on it, but I think they get there.
I think that's a really interesting line. I think 20 wins would be a really good accomplishment for this team. I think if they're at 20 wins, that's very easily top half of the Big Ten. Probably not top 4 seed, but you're probably top 6, top 7, I would guess. I don't know if I'm buying it right now, though. Right? UCLA is probably the second best defense in the country right now by the efficiency metrics. At Iowa, winnable. Right? It's going to be an interesting style to make fights.
Yep.
Purdue, Mackey Arena has not treated you well. That's going to be tough. Rutgers will have the 2 best players on the court, and that is no disrespect to anyone on Nebraska's roster. At Maryland, interesting. Nebraska should beat USC at home. I'm still not buying Wisconsin. I think Nebraska can go to the Kohl Center and steal one there.
I think they can get them.
Illinois, tough. Oregon, I don't buy number 10, but a new environment that you haven't really been to. I don't know ever.
Trip.
Right. Washington, not the best team out there, but we'll see. They play that kind of pace and space 3-point style with Danny Sprinkle. I think that getting through that halfway point of conference will tell us a lot about this team and what we can expect, because you do have some home games on the end where you can make up some ground. You just can't fall too far behind. So I like that line there, Old Dad 34. Well, Strick, speaking of home games, Nebraska volleyball takes care of business. Dayton goes down in 4, and then for the 3rd time this year, Nebraska volleyball sweeps Wisconsin. First on the road in Madison, then in Lincoln, and then in the NCAA regional final. Husker volleyball takes down Wisconsin. They are headed to the Final Four in Louisville. And here's the thing, Strick. Big Ten semis on one side, ACC semis on the other. Nebraska's been the number 2 team pretty much all year since its loss at SMU. Pitt overtook them for number 1, and they're in the opposite semifinal against Louisville, who's at home. Is it championship or bust for the Huskers right now, Stricky?
I'm not going to say championship or bust. I think you're still talking about a team that has learned a lot through last year's run and their loss coming up short there. I think they're definitely more focused. Wisconsin posed a very good threat, and what I liked about them is they made adjustments in game that I believe helped them to pull that win out. As I watched it, serving Harper Murray out of the back, figuring out ways to go around Strick.
Smrek. Why you gotta do that to her? Why you gotta do that to her, Stricky?
Why you had to add and add the extra into it to make it look as if I was...
Someone was gonna comment, so I had to get out ahead of it for your sake.
Yes. Say it again.
And a Smrek.
Smrek. What did I say? Shrek?
You said Shrek.
Smrek. Anyway, her. But then they started using just touch and lobs, but the rallies, the defense, they struggled in passing last year, which cost them. You can see that there was definitely, they've gotten better. They were more in system than Wisconsin was. And so when the adversities hit, when they had a big lead, I think that was huge for them in game 1. And then boom, Wisconsin makes a nice rally to get back into it, staved it off, and ended up finishing off. I like what they're doing. I like what they did. And I like the matchup. I like the matchup.
Going to be interesting taking on Penn State. That's right. Creighton didn't make it. It is a volleyball city. It is not a volleyball city. Well, just kidding. Sorry. Congrats to Creighton on a great year. Elite 8. Still in search of that Final Four. Penn State is through. That'll be Nebraska's opponent. I like the matchup for revenge purposes. Strick, Nebraska and Penn State end up splitting the Big Ten regular season conference championship. But hey, Penn State got you out of their gym. It was the only matchup of the year. You get some get back, right? 2 proud programs on the stage, and then 2 relative newcomers in Pitt and Louisville. Been really good over these last handful of years. Louisville obviously playing on its home court. All tournament's going to be interesting. Pitt, by the metrics, is the number 1 overall team. But man, Strick, I just can't write off this Nebraska team, right? Not that they're an underdog by any sense of the imagination, but coming back after what happened against Texas last year, it's one thing for Harper Murray to say, I think we're going to win the next 3. Watch out for us. But then to back it up, you got to get the first one to get the next one. You got to get the next one to get the third one. It's a great step. I do think there's a bit of a redemption story for this team after everything that went on last year, the pursuit of the undefeated season that didn't make it all the way. So I really like where things are headed for this Nebraska volleyball team at the end of this week. And then the Husker news of the day, Strick. The Huskers are headed down to Arrowhead. We heard that this was most likely in the mix. Nebraska and Cincinnati will kick off the 2025 football season at Arrowhead Stadium. I guess two parts to this, Strick. Number one, game got moved from initially being in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis to Arrowhead Stadium. And just how big of an advantage is that change for Nebraska, do you think?
Well, I think it's definitely closer. You're talking about a red wave that's going to show up down there at Arrowhead Stadium for that game. When I was with Indiana, we had one season where we did camp in Cincinnati, and that would have been an advantage, definitely, for the Bearcats, because it's not too far of a drive. So Nebraska's going to travel well. They were going to go be there well traveled anyway. Now it's just going to make it even more, with that Kansas City matchup there. I like that too because of the time frame. That game being outside.
Yes,
I love that because the weather should be absolutely wonderful during that time frame. So that's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see.
The other part of this then, Strick, it's on a Thursday. We've seen Nebraska open up on a Friday before, but now it's a Thursday for Husker football. Do you like that Nebraska will have that kind of standalone game to help kick off the college football regular season? Or do you think that, it's just kind of a necessary evil and you'd prefer Nebraska play on Saturday like normal?
I'm okay.
Okay.
To start it off, okay. It is what it is. I think that time frame, the players will be ready to get it on, and I don't foresee that Friday or that Saturday would make the difference in that. Those guys are just going to be ready to go, and you're not into the full swing of the season yet, so it doesn't throw off your scheduling too bad. They'll just be more ready to get out and get it cracking. They know the eyes will be on them pretty much too. It's not going to be a whole swath of games. So that can get a team going, no doubt.
It's the Thursday part and the eyes that worries me, right? You're right. They have all offseason to prepare. They'll have an extra little break before they come home for their next game. But Strick, I still got some scar tissue built up from all these other times we've seen Nebraska open the season as the only game in town. You end up on Twitter watching the game and people are clowning Nebraska for something. Right, the onside kick against Northwestern, falling flat against Minnesota late in the game just last year. It's good for Nebraska. It's part of the plan, right? You talked on Friday, right? How does Nebraska innovate? You can still get on TV ahead of other people, right? To be the only show in town, to be the brand that's kicking off the college football season, that should be great news for Nebraska, right? You're in the Big Ten. This should be what you want, what you sign up for. Now it's time for this team and this program to start paying it off, right? You have eyeballs. Make them positive this time. Please go win the game in 2025 on Thursday. Let people be talking you up into the weekend. Give your fans a relaxing weekend of watching football instead of crap, I don't want to sit down and watch random college football games. They're going to bash on Nebraska again. I don't know, man.
Gotcha.
Michael Worrell says, great show on Facebook. Appreciate it. Shout out What's Next 24, Stricky. Made the media tour this weekend.
Yeah. Shout out to Next 24. Got with
Mike and Sherry.
The wonderful, wonderful hosts of Mike and Sherry. And, we had written a book, and they just wanted to know a little bit more insight on Stricky's growth and where I came to be and how I came to be here. And so, yeah, it was good. It was good to get with them and thank them for the invite. I appreciate it as well. And you can check them out. It's early. It's early Sunday morning.
Either get up and listen or find the podcast. Everything we do here is podcast. Normally, Strick would catch the podcast version, but he couldn't podcast this one. It was you.
No, it was yeah, I couldn't do it. So, and I couldn't go back to sleep. I wanted to so bad. I had to get a nap in midday because I was struggling. But it worked out. It was fun though. It was good.
Hey, I got a Sunday afternoon nap too. Had my kid on me while wifey was doing chores.
Oh yeah,
pristine.
You got a weightlifting class with Lil Beckett.
My right arm was kind of to shake it out a little bit.
Weightlifting class with that big old boy.
Hey, the other funny. So obviously I had a blanket on. Right, it's kind of cold. We're trying to keep heating costs down, whatever. So he's laying on my right shoulder, and he got pretty sweaty during his nap, whatever. Well, after supper, he's down in bed or whatever. And my wife says, "You smell like BO. Do you put on deodorant today?" Like, yes, I put on deodorant today.
Mm-hmm.
So she sniffs and she's like, "Where am I getting this BO from?" Well, it turns out, Strick, when I lifted my arm, like, yeah, it smells like deodorant because I take care of business, right? I clean up. I'm not primitive. I'm civilized. Well, his sweat, Beckett's sweat was in my shirt. So she thought it was my BO, but it was his head sweat on my shirt. Like, no, I'm taking care of business. Don't put that on me.
Wow. Yeah, they tried to put it on.
Hard sleeper. So it be your own people sometimes. It be your own people sometimes. That's what it is. Blockheads, you're our people. We appreciate you being along for the ride. Another hour and a half of the show to come. We'll talk some college football headlines and schedule. We'll talk some pro sports curses at the top of the hour. And then a recruiting update with Brian Munson of Husker Online. Little different conversation. Not as much hard, fast recruiting news, but some kind of big picture questions when it comes to Husker football recruiting for Brian Munson at 3:30. Don't go anywhere. More on the block next.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. During the Get Holiday Ready sales event, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for only $379 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1003769, $375 per month. Lease for 36 months with a free credit, 7,500 miles per year, $47.50 to assign, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 1225. See delivery details.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12-month same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on the block. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Appreciate all you chiming in on our Starter Heyman Jewelers. Text line 402-464-5685 if you've got any thoughts. There's been a lot going on in college football over the weekend, not just on the Husker front, not just on the bowl game front. We had a couple played already, but Stricky, on the transfer portal front, right? We're going to keep talking about this. It's a big story in sports, and I think there are two stories that really stand out here that illustrate kind of where college football is at in an unfortunate way. The first one of them, Marshall, having to opt out of its bowl game due to a number of players transferring. It's been about 25 players for Marshall. The Independence Bowl says, hey, or Shreveport Bowl, which bowl is Marshall? And I had it pulled up. Yeah, which one was it? That's right. It was the Independence Bowl. Why do I Independence Bowl against Army, right?
Yeah.
Out of the American Athletic Conference. Marshall has 25 players transfer off the team. They have to opt out of their bowl game. And I think there's a number of reasons for that. Number one, it's a group of 5 program, right?
Yeah.
Attrition happens.
Yeah.
They're going to want to go up. They might want to go down for more snaps. Okay. So
Pause.
there's that.
Pause, Eric. Let's talk right here.
Okay.
Right there. Stay right there for a second.
Right there. Okay. I'm staying.
Keep
I'm
where
staying.
we're going, but I want to address what you just said.
It's on you.
With that in mind, this is the danger, but this is the understanding of where you are, what's your niche. But on top of that, there's got to be a level of minimizing that attrition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something that we're going to get into, what makes it more difficult for them as opposed to other programs. That level, that much attrition is winning. That's the sad thing about it. Winning makes the difference in that attrition. Now, here's the other part. Coach leaving makes the difference.
And coach
of that attrition. Go ahead.
Took Marshall to the Conference USA Championship, and then Marshall didn't renew his contract. They didn't fire him. He didn't leave.
Right.
They Tim Miles'd him.
Right.
Just didn't give him a new contract. So he goes to a team in the same conference in Southern Miss that went 1-11.
The worst team in the conference.
You let your conference championship winning coach go to a conference opponent, and now Strick, 36 players in the transfer portal, including 29 scholarship players and 17 players from the from the Sun Belt title 2 deep roster. Okay. Did they have enough players on the team to play the game?
Yes.
Yes, they did. But
They're
you
going
can
to get embarrassed.
understand,
They're going to get embarrassed.
right, by a really dang good
team.
Army team whose quarterback finished in the top 10 of Heisman voting. So it is wildly unfortunate that Marshall had to opt out for their players' sake, for Army's sake, for the Independence Bowl's sake, because Marshall was obviously their pick. Now they're left to rely on 5-7 Louisiana Tech to fill the bowl spot, just basically due to proximity. They said, yeah, we'll take you. You were close enough. But Strick, that just stinks for those players, right? To miss out, the ones that weren't transferring, on their opportunity to compete in a bowl game because the school couldn't take care of business.
Yeah, and it's sad because the story. Okay, here's the thing. I love. Tell me his name. I just had it. But we've been talking about all kinds of what's the coach? I don't want to call him just coach.
I don't know which way you're going.
The coach's name for Marshall.
Oh, Charles Huff.
There it is, Huff. I remembered it because we have Huff Sports. So that's I just drew a blank. But Coach Huff, right?
He Notre Dame a couple of years ago for you.
He's betting on himself.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I'm so willing to throw this back at you like the wrath of Khan. I spit at thee. Like this is what he's basically trying to do to Marshall. He's gonna try to go down there, raise that team, and switch them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me, I love coaches I love players like that. I love coaches like that. That when you challenge them, that they're like, oh, this is what we own. Okay. And he's gonna go down, and I hope he does. Because you just could have took care of my guy. He and to me, I think there's a part, because there's no lose for you, right, Austin? Like, even if he goes up and changes your contract, you're not obligated.
Right.
So if he moves up, he continues the winning pedigree there. It continues to bring light to your organization. But I don't know what it would serve for Marshall to do it the way that they did it. I don't know.
Marshall does end up hiring NC State defensive coordinator Tony Gibson not long after, but that he hasn't been able to convince enough players to come back, and they're below the roster minimum that they feel is necessary to play a safe game.
Oh, that's hard for him,
isn't it?
At that school,
isn't
to
it?
then have to total refill a roster, and I'm sure your NIL levels are not to. And you better hope you're a really good development coach, because you're going to have to bring guys in there. You're going to have to identify guys that quick. You're going to have to bring guys in there. You're a DC, so you're not going to get the same amount of turnover that you would with the head coach leaving. So you might get a couple that come with you, but who's going to downgrade and go from NC State to Marshall?
Guy that wants to be a head coach, I guess.
Well, no, I'm saying for the players.
Oh, players, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like unless they're getting a super NIL back, so you're not going to get top, but you better have identified guys that maybe want to play. You're probably going to have to promise them something,
right,
just to get them to leave. But I don't know, man. That's a tough one. You'll probably get a couple. There'll be a couple disgruntled NC State players that may want to go with you on the defensive side, but that's tough to replace.
We got this from our guy Sways on Twitter over the weekend as well. So APR number 1 at 5-7 doesn't automatically get the bowl when team drops out. What's the point of taking APR into consideration then? Academic progress rate, right? So of the 17 teams there, Marshall was 16. Marshall's replacement, Louisiana Tech, was 16th in line out of 17 options. That's a fair question, Strick. If it is still, student athletes, if it is still an academic mission for the NCAA, I get it. It makes sense. Louisiana Tech is right there. It's not very far away from where the Independence Bowl is being played. It certainly is convenient. But what a slap in the face to the number 1 APR team. And I think it's fair to say, hey, guess what? Everyone here went 5-7. You had your shot to get to 6-6 and get a bowl game. But at the same time, it's been the case, it's been the tradition in college football, it's been the rule that the dibs go to the team that had the best APR. So to just change that willy-nilly, yeah, you had chances to get to 6-6, but you still arguably should have had the first crack at being the replacement. So I can maybe get some frustration that it's Louisiana Tech instead of teams that were ahead of it in line with the academics.
How do you envision it should be?
Well, I don't know. The way it has been is if your academics are in order and you're 5-17, you're the first team that we call as a replacement for 6-6.
They don't care about that anymore.
They just skipped it for this bowl game. Why were they allowed to do it?
They don't care about it anymore.
But should they? Should they care?
I think they should, but we see where it's going, and that part of it is not even a care anymore. Like, real talk, the one and done peoples now, they don't really even do class. I mean, let's just be real.
They ain't go to school to play.
They're not serious about that. The junior exit type player in football, going into his last couple, and he's like, man, whatever. It's very rare that you'll see guys that do step up. Now, I'm not saying that they don't. There are some that are there that will step up, and some of them graduate on time or early because they know what their trajectory is for whatever their play times are. So, it's difficult, Austin, to figure out what the best way to do it is. But I can just tell you, to me, it don't seem like they care about that anymore.
Right. And again, if they hadn't cared about academic progress rate before and you just take the closest team, fine. If it's during COVID and you want to minimize travel, Fine. Guess what? It makes perfect sense. But we've used APR for a while now. That's been the protocol for selecting a replacement. So congratulations, Louisiana Tech. They're in. I would have rather they stick to the book. But that brings us to this, Strick. We had just a couple more minutes here. The Pop-Tarts Bowl came out with a trophy that will actually toast the Pop-Tarts. Game will be played between Miami and Iowa State. That's still a pretty high-profile matchup. But Strick, there's been a lot of discussion the last 5-7 years of, players are opting out. We have too many bowl games. Look, we have the playoff. That's really, if you're not winning a national championship, why are you playing in your bowl games? My question to you is, would you rather we minimize the number of bowl games, just focus on the playoff and the bowl games that come after New Year's Day? Or do we need to see more innovation, more creativity from bowls like the Pop-Tarts Bowl, right? They leaned into the mascot, not just having it, but the edible mascot. They're leaning into their trophy that they made with General Appliances, General Electric, to make a trophy that toasts the Pop-Tarts. They are giving us reasons to be interested, reasons to care. Do we need to get rid of bowls, or do we need bowls that are more creative and give us a reason to care?
I think sports are going, okay. I like where you're thinking, because I think it does need to be more creativity. But I wanna also address that college sports are close to the trickle down of what you're seeing in some of the reasons why the numbers in professional sports are on a decline. I've got to give credit to Rob Manfred, because he saw an issue, he addressed the issue, and it's getting better. And then they're finding different ways to be more creative in their gameplay and in these different ways that
for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, for Major League Baseball. Football is numbers are attributed, I think, to just bad quarterback play at this point as a whole. And the games just don't seem to have a good, even though the rules are so beneficial for the offense, you would think that the numbers would be way better. They're not. Schemes are killing them, and then the quarterbacks aren't making up the difference. I don't know if it's with study, I don't know what it is, but that's not happening. What you're going to see is some trickle down into the college sports. Right now, the biggest interest in the college game is your relationship with the team. The more this NIL turnover bubble continues to expand, I think it's going to take away from the engagement. Right now, you're still locked on the program and players somewhat. But the more that this craziness of this system begins to continue, you're going to start to see a lack of interest in the players and just in the program, which is not going to spurn that
excitement to watch them travel to a bowl game.
Yeah. I think they're setting themselves up for that, and that's why I wanted to just, put that out.
And it's unfortunate, because I do think there is still room for a bowl game, even if we, get rid of some of them, right? Up it to 7 and 5 teams, right? And 4 teams, whatever it is. If we're going to have this many bowl games, don't just be another game. Don't just fade into the background. But Strick, we also brought this up, right? For those Marshall players that hit the portal, for a guy like Bo Pribula from Penn State, who had to opt out of his team's potential college football playoff run to enter the transfer portal for a playing time opportunity with Drew Aller announcing he's coming back. Those players that are in the portal probably don't get to travel. Probably shouldn't get to travel, right? They don't get the bowl game swag. I don't know if they should get the experience, right?
Yeah.
Which means the calendar probably has to shift, because those young men that were on the team earned it, got Marshall to that bowl game. Good on them. They should be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Bo Pribula played some snaps for Penn State this year. He should be able to enjoy a college football playoff run without having to worry about his future and what it holds next. But instead, the way the college football calendar is set up is such that these Marshall players feel they have to transfer at the exact same time their coach leaves, so they can't sit through and wait for a bowl game to enjoy it, get the swag bag or whatever it is. It's unfortunate, right? If they're going to make the trip, maybe they shouldn't get all the perks, right? Give some of their money back, whatever it is in the NIL. Make a contract, pay a transfer fine, whatever it is. I don't know. It's just unfortunate. We got Bill Mitchner, CEO of Lincoln Lighthouse, waiting outside. They got a fun event coming up today. We're going to bring Bill in. He'll tell you about it to wrap up hour one of On the Block in just a moment.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies, but it will be breezy. We'll see a high around 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies with light winds, a low around 28. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds becoming mainly cloudy with light winds, and a high around 49. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full-service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to look at their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. This is On the Block. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you, but we are joined by a whole host of visitors, starting with the one on the far side of the screen. Bill, you and I are cut off. That's Bill Mitchner, CEO of Lincoln Lighthouse. How you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome.
Thanks for coming in. A special day today. Special day. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, this is our big day. We do this annual Christmas shopping trip that Eric Warfield actually started with us, and we just have carried it on since he has left Lincoln, Nebraska, where we take 100 of our young people out to the North Walmart and give them $100 gift card each. And we team them up with student athletes from the University of Nebraska, and they get to go shopping.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So that is today.
That is today.
North 27th Street Walmart. We're getting ready and got some special guests in here. Take us
Yeah.
through who you got with you.
Well, I have to bring some of my young people that
True.
come up to Lighthouse. And so I have 3 of them currently in here. So I have 2 questions for them to answer. So we'll start.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
real quick.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about Lighthouse.
Yes, sir.
What does it do? And that way, when the kids are relaying that message, we can have a full understanding. Tell us a little bit about Lighthouse.
Perfect. Yeah. So Lighthouse is a community-based after-school program for middle and high school students, 6th through 12th grade. Our number one goal is to increase the likelihood of them graduating with a high school diploma, so then we can open up pathways for them. And we started a trades and industry pathways program because we know a lot of our young people aren't going to go on to college, but we want to give them a fair shot of a successful future. And many of those trades, they pay a lot more than something you're going to get in college anyway. So we just want to give them opportunities and believe in them and love on them. And that's really what Lighthouse is. We're a large family is what it ends up becoming. And we just love the kids that come
It
up there.
speaks for itself, the light that gives direction and kind of
Right.
sends the path. That's beautiful. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to start with Gia. So Gia, first question, why in the world do you come to Lighthouse? What is it about?
So first my brother, Javier, he started coming here and when he would come home, he just would be full of excitement and be saying like all these cool things that he did and like how nice the staff were and how engaging they were with him. And I just I was very envious because he's a couple of years older than me. So for a while, it was just him going. And then he stopped going. I don't know why he stopped going. But then when we came back, I was old enough to go. And then it was just amazing for me. They have a homework room that I could study in. And then people were there to help me with whatever I needed. And then the staff there were just amazingly friendly. I've become close with Bill's wife, Michelle. She is almost like a little auntie to me, like very motherly, and it's just great to have another kind of parental figure, kind of, I guess, there too. And then my mentor, Isaac, he's very funny. He likes to pick on me, but I get that a lot. So it's just high energy and then just jokes all around. And I just love the environment. And there's so many opportunities. Right now, I'm doing a tip program with Jeremy. He's one of the staff there. And it is just amazing. Like, we had our first week 2 weeks ago, and it was just full of information. And then I've already gone on a concrete concrete trip, and it was just phenomenal. We went to a concrete plant. We went and met with another Jeremy Montgomery, I'm pretty sure it was his name, and we just talked about a school in South Dakota and how successful their school is for concrete people who want to go in concrete, and it was just an amazing experience.
Very nice.
I know, right? See,
Yeah, pretty in-depth.
She's even giving shout outs to some of my
Yeah.
staff. So the last question for you is, why is this Christmas shopping important to you?
This Christmas and shopping trip is important to me because it gives me a time and a space where I can buy secret gifts for people they won't know, and then that I can also enjoy some time with my friends, whoever I'm in a group with, and talk to some athletes there as well, see what sports they like, why they like that sport, what they're studying, like just get some outside information about a school or sport.
That's great. Gia, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for sharing all that.
Mhm.
So now we got another superstar. This is Cherish. She's one of our seniors with us. And so Cherish, same 2 questions. So why Lighthouse? Why is it important to you? Why do you go to Lighthouse? What is it?
Initially, I started coming to Lighthouse because I didn't have a choice. It was just an after-school program that I could go to, and the more that I came my freshman year, the more that I chose to come. So I even now I don't have to go, but I do choose to go. When I first started coming, it gives me a space to actually do my homework because outside of Lighthouse and outside of school, I procrastinate and I just don't do it because when I'm outside of school, I'd rather not do school. But Lighthouse is like a second family. So I just love the environment, love being there. I used to brag about it all the time to my little brother, and now he comes there and now he brags about it. So I just love the environment. It's dope.
So then why is this trip so special, this Christmas shopping?
She low-key stole my answer. I was just gonna say it gives me an opportunity to buy gifts for people when I don't usually get that opportunity, and also it allows me to be independent for once because typically when I go shopping, I go with my mom. So this is like the one opportunity of the year where I don't have to go with her, and I can actually like look around and actually buy something, So yeah.
See, I know the listeners are feeling what I feel when I'm trying to decide what young people I should be asking to come up here. We have such wonderful, amazing young people that come to Lighthouse, and you're getting a sample of what that really looks like here. Another senior of mine, another one that I'm very close to, Kanye. Same two questions.
Kanye West, you got a rhyme for me?
No, I don't.
No, go ahead.
To me, Lighthouse, I would say, is really what Jared said, a second family. The staff there are what make Lighthouse Lighthouse. And there's a lot of opportunities there, a lot of programs you can do. You can really find yourself there.
I like that a lot. Because, you have to find yourself. We can only light the path, but you still have to walk the path. And so I appreciate that. So why is this event special to you?
I get to meet new people, people in college, and I get to ask them questions about their personal life, their college life, how they're doing in school. And I get to compare like where they went from high school, like after high school into college, like what steps they took, and how I can like better myself from there.
Don't you love these guys?
Love it.
How could you not?
Yeah, focus. Know the way that they want to take, and at their age, I was that was kind of an unusual thing, but it's good that Lighthouse is really providing a place for them to be able to be open and to be able to explore and to be able to not worry about that area of influences sometimes that can take you away and distract you, and so it gives you a nice safe place to explore those things. That's beautiful. I think it's awesome.
I know, you know how they're talking about how they go out and brag about Lighthouse and being a part of it. We do the same thing about our kids. We think we have some of the best kids in the world, and many of them come up in a different place than they leave us, and that's kind of what we want. We want to help build that foundation for them to go out and explore the world and be a part of it in a different way.
Bill, I didn't not believe you, and you were in here with Jay previewing this event about a month ago or so, but you said the majority of these kids, it's not about them, right? They're going to be doing stuff for other people. Again, I believe you when you said it. They just confirmed it. But when you hear stuff like that and you hear them talk so glowingly about your staff, what does that do for you?
See, you have no idea the pride I feel when I hear them brag about my staff, talk about they make stuff for us like pillows and all kinds of stuff. So we know that we're this big family. I mean, we hug our kids. This is a part of what we do at Lighthouse. And I couldn't be more proud to be the leader of this organization and have such wonderful young people I serve, and for the staff members that are a part of this too.
One last question I have, Bill, that I have. When you talk about that, you expressed to me prior to the interview that you were with the organization for almost 30 years. You're closing in probably on 30 years.
29,
right? So with that, you've been able to see decades of growth and the changes and the adjustments and the pressures that way. You've got to see it transition out of not having social media into social media, and you got all these different things in those adjustments. But what about the turnover as far as your staff as well, keeping them together? Because we talk about it in sports, the importance of your staff unity and
Chemistry,
helping to the
cohesion.
chemistry, all of that. Like, how do you find that as effective way of dealing with this the growth in Lighthouse.
So Eric, something you also don't know, I'm one of the original youth of Lighthouse. I was one of the original ones being served.
OG!
So I love Lighthouse in a different way, but we don't have a lot of turnover. We have created a family environment even for the staff that from the top down. So I care about my staff. We meet weekly. We talk about personal and professional, because if they're not good where they're at, they'll never be good working with the young people that they serve. So it's super important for me to give as much to my staff as we give to the young people too, because they're the ones direct support of it. So really, I have some newer staff, but some of it is because we had new openings. So we built a program like the TIP program. So Jeremy's one of our new staff. He's been there the whole time the program's been there. So 2 years. So it's not that we had to turnover in that program. So like our program director's in her 10th year. My wife has worked at Lighthouse 11 years. So we have longevity there. Billy, off and on, he left a couple times, came back, but has 14 years experience working with us. So again, it's about creating that family, not only for the kids, but for the staff too.
You got your big Christmas shopping event tonight. Is there a way for people to still get involved with that, or what's the next thing people can get involved with?
So obviously we're still raising money for it. And we had more kids sign up than we have gift cards for. And so they can get on our website, lincolnlighthouse.org, click the donate button. There's a Christmas tab. So if they do that, they won't be going out shopping with us, but we'll still make for sure that they get a gift card and can still help out their families. So that's an important piece. Volunteers are all set up. So those that have already donated, or a lot of them are actually going to come out. And then of course the student athletes.
That's awesome. Bill, thanks for bringing your kids in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Killed it. Killed the game. Have fun tonight. We'll be back with hour 2 of On the Block in just a moment.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick 20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies, but it will be breezy. We'll see a high around 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies with light winds, a low around 28. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds becoming mainly cloudy with light winds, and a high around 49. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit lovb.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in December, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book your holiday parties at Double Eagle Golf and make plans to join them for a New Year's Eve party. Gift cards make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas, and don't forget to look ahead to 2025 as spring leagues begin in February. That's all at Double Eagle Golf, inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That's right. This is hour 2 of On the Block. The light is shining in the windows. The helmets are reflective. It is a good time. Convenient that there's light in the studio, figuratively and literally. We got Lincoln Lighthouse in the building, headed up by CEO Bill Mitchner, with us at the end of hour 1 here into hour 2. As we mentioned, this is On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. Check them out at nebcoinc.com. The more important website for today, though, what is it, Bill? How do people get in touch with Lincoln Lighthouse on the interwebs?
How we do that?
I need you to get on lincolnlighthouse.org and
donate.
We are looking for donations still for our Christmas shopping.
Donations.
So we're looking to add at least 10 more. Okay. So that's 10 more $100 gift cards, which is $1,000, and they can click the donate tab and then click the Christmas shopping.
That boy good.
Good, easy, simple to do.
Simple.
Go online. Find it. What time is the event? How long do people have to make this happen?
So the event tonight starts at 5:00, and
get on it, people.
We'll go through 7:30. Well, 7:00 we'll leave there and get back to Lighthouse by 7:30. But yeah,
there you go. Well, Bill, during break we reloaded.
We did.
We got a new crew in here. Take us through.
Absolutely, I'm excited to have 3 more new people. And instead of starting with the young people, we're going to start with one of my staff. I have my education program director here, Carmen.
Carmen,
Welcome.
real quick, pause. Are you a Lighthouse member too? Did you come up through the ranks?
What do you mean by that?
Like,
did I
did you-
attend Lighthouse?
Yeah.
I didn't attend Lighthouse,
Oh, that's okay.
unfortunately.
That's
but
okay.
I learned about it from a practicum. I went to Nebraska Wesleyan and I did a 400-hour practicum at Lighthouse, and
What hours?
I couldn't leave. I loved it so much.
Beautiful.
I wouldn't let her leave.
You're not going anywhere.
Well, you know, when you have good people that are up there,
Yeah.
I got to see the quality of her work as a volunteer, and I'm like, what's
Yeah,
that?
we need you. Yeah, we need you here. That's beautiful. And you've enjoyed the experience up to this point?
Oh yeah, I love Lighthouse. These kids mean the world to me.
That's
This
beautiful.
event is one of my favorite things for sure that we get to do. It's just a fun, magical time, but these kids wouldn't otherwise get the chance to do this if we didn't do this. So, yeah, one of my favorite holiday things.
Do you do things like Bill? And I'm going to pass it on, but do you
Yeah.
do things like Bill in his observations of you? Are you looking for that next generation and trying to figure out how, you know, they can incorporate themselves with the heart of love and giving that you've given of the community as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, we see that every day, especially, I mean, we've had a good group of seniors here today. You'll meet one more, but yeah, the seniors that we have at Lighthouse are amazing, and one of our biggest goals is to help them graduate high school as they go through Lighthouse and graduate each grade level. So yeah, I love looking for that opportunity in each of our kids, but it's fun to see those seniors at the end of their school year and once they graduate and cheer them on at their graduations themselves.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is a catch-22 though, because we get so close to our young people and feel such love to them when they do graduate and move on. A piece of us,
it goes with it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no doubt. Go
Okay.
ahead. Next.
Down the line. Keep it moving.
All right.
Are we going to the youth and to the veteran? Or are we going from the veteran to the youth?
We're going to Kaylee first.
Kaylee.
And so Kaylee, why is Lighthouse important to you? Why do you come to Lighthouse? What is it all about?
So at first I was like, I actually found out by like Instagram because I saw a friend that went there, and the first time I went, it was since the first day I attended, it was really fun because like the people there, they help you a lot, and you can really like talk to any of them, and all of them like they care for you and they're always there for you and they help you with things that you need, and yeah.
Quick question before the next one. When you first came, okay, you see it on Instagram, right? I mean, you see a lot of podcasts, probably Kai Sanad and all those guys. You see all these different things on your TikTok, but you saw it, you came. What was your initial approach? Did you kind of come shyly, or did you come very extroverted and just open? How did you approach it when you kind of walked through those first doors and just kind of looked around and observed the atmosphere? How did you do that?
So
You understand the question?
yeah.
Okay.
The first time I went there, I was like really shy because I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know like what was I allowed to do and what I wasn't. So it was really weird, but like over time you get like confident
Like
with this.
tapped you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, what's your
Yeah.
name?" And then it just kind of opens
Yeah.
up. That's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, because those are good questions because we get kids from all walks of life, right? And all different personality styles, and that's what's so wonderful. I have the staff like that too that are coming from all different personality styles to help kind of mingle and mix in with the kids and build those relationships. That's the most important thing that we do there.
And I think the other part of that too, Bill, is the social media, right? Oh, it's fake. You only post the best stuff, not the worst stuff. How important is it to you that your social media reflects like, hey, this is actually who we really are. We're not just putting on a face for you kids and you see us.
So you say that it's important in everything that we do. We are ethical. We are to the highest level. We are accredited after school program. We also got the ethics award this year, which is a regional award. And so one of only 35 organizations that got that torch award. So when we do and we say what we're doing it for real. And that from the numbers that we present to the kids that we present to the stories that we present. Y'all weren't here, but Carmen was starting to get a little emotional talking about this Christmas shopping because we get to see our kids. We know the struggles that their families are going through. And so this is a very important, magical time for the young people that are there, because sometimes this is it for them.
So what is the minimum donation? And then we'll move on to the queen at the end.
Well,
senior.
we got one more question for her though.
Oh, we got one more question.
That's a
what is the minimum donation that someone can make to really help somebody to be able to go out there?
Well, it's $100. I mean, if they could do the whole $100 gift card, that covers a youth that gets the $100.
Well, I'm going to split it right now. I'm going to give 50 right now. That's what I got. I'm just going to give half, and somebody on the line tap in, tell them where to tap in, match Stricky for his 50. Match Stricky for his 50. Tell them where to get it from.
Again, LincolnLighthouse.org, and you click the donate button, and then down at the bottom, you click the tab that says Christmas shopping. And so really easy. We also do have Venmo. And
I did it. You see it? I did it right here on the spot. I ain't playing.
Nope.
I ain't tell you I was going to do it and go on the side and then didn't do nothing. I'm putting it right in front of their hands.
Cash in hand.
Right now. Go match Stricky.
We got it matched from the host of Old School.
Hey.
Jay Peasy. See, there it is, just like that. That's how easy it was getting there. Okay, go ahead.
It was peasy easy. Kaylee, so why is this event special to you?
Well, this is like special to me because I've never like been able. First of all, I've never been able to like spend that much money in like one sitting, and also because like since Christmas is coming up, I can for the first time like actually buy my mom something, because the other day I was like thinking about it and I have never given her a present or anything.
Wow.
And also my dad's birthday is coming up, and so just might as well like give them
I need
something.
to adopt her. Shoot, my kids didn't send me nothing.
You got to wait there and 67 days, Stricky.
Dang.
I told her I would adopt her, but for different reasons. She's just a wonderful young lady.
I need the gift. Beautiful. That's a beautiful heart, Queen. I'm sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
This is your show, man. I'm the guest here. This is your house. I'm your guest.
Introduced as Queen been waiting.
We got Jules up last.
She's a jewel.
She's a jewel. And another one of our rock stars. Look, we have so many rock star young people. And I'm not saying that lightly. Our kids are amazing. And Jules is one of our seniors. So, Jules, why do you come to Lighthouse? What is it about for you?
Jules, is it a nickname or is it the real name? It's a nickname. See, I had to find out. Go ahead.
Well, why I come to Lighthouse is because it's definitely helped me grow as a person. It has opened so many doors for me and given me so many opportunities, like whether it be for future reference or just being able to open up as a person. Because when I came into Lighthouse, I was very shy and kind of reserved, but I've become better with social skills and being able to make new friends and great connections with people. So I think it's also become like a second family as well. And the staff is really there for you. They try their hardest to push you up and lift you up and listen to you. So
Beautiful. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, we say love is our change agent. Our board president and founder of Lighthouse comes in and he'll ask the kids, do you feel loved?
How do you break down some of the heart? Because like you said, they come from many different walks. They've seen many different things. There's probably some trust issues, because it ultimately has got to get to the heart. It's got to get to the heart of the matter.
Yep.
Because you can't love unless you know how to love you, right? So how do you break down those barriers sometimes that are really held up before you answer your second question?
No, I mean, that is exactly what we do and what we're masters of. We build relationships really well, and we're genuine. We care about the kids. We're there for them. It's not, we don't go in there and go, oh yeah, we're getting a paycheck today. Because I don't know if y'all worked in nonprofit before. It doesn't pay the best in the world. However, a lot of what we get out of it are the relationships that we're building with these young people and seeing them grow and move to the next level. I get the value of that even in staff and seeing them grow in their parts and their profession and stuff like that. That gives me some more pride to be thankful for being able to serve such a great organization.
More payoff than payment.
Absolutely. Again, I said I've had a young lady that came to Lighthouse, had a job, ended up asking me to walk her down the aisle because her dad wasn't in her life. So, of course, I said no.
Bill.
I mean, for those that know me, no, that would never happen. So, Jules, so your second one is, why is this event, this Christmas shopping, so important or special to you?
Well, I think it's just a good time to bond with all the kids from Lighthouse, and it's also like a good opportunity to give back to my family. And because I don't make that much money, I'm still a high school kid, but like I still want to be able to treat my mom and treat the rest of my family to something special.
Well said.
See, but this is
That's
it.
the heart of the matter. Yeah.
So, like I said, when my board president would come in and ask, do you feel loved at Lighthouse? You're never going to find a kid that's going to say, I don't feel loved here. Somebody has connected to them.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That's
Jules, aspiration, last question for me. Aspirations after graduation. What's your vision?
Well, I was going to do 2 years at SEC, and then I'm going to switch to a 4-year in Colorado, but it's for surgical technician. And I want to do mortuary science, but there's not that many schools out here for it. So.
Okay. Well, good stuff. Well done, Bill. Thank you guys for your leadership. Thank you continuously for your leadership. Thank you as well for your time and coming in and not sitting out there. And, yeah, you're no doubt. Good stuff, Austin.
Best of luck with the event tonight. Should
Thank
be
you,
fun.
Austin. Appreciate having us on.
LincolnLighthouse.org.
Yep.
Donate now. Got just about an hour and a half. Get some of those donations in. Let's make some Christmases merry and bright. We'll go to break. When we get back, Brian Munson of Husker Online will join us.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
It's that special time of year again, with bowl games galore, ugly Christmas sweater parties, and way too much eggnog. And like clockwork, you still haven't bought any gifts yet. Great news! Your procrastination headquarters this year is at Tailored Life in Bennett. Avoid the long lines in Lincoln stores and head down Highway 2 to Bennett. Just a 20-minute drive, and their staff will help you pick out the perfect gift for your mom, wife, or significant other. Procrastination has an answer this year at Tailored Life in Bennett.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 Turkey Drive for Schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
The holiday season is here, and Sartor Heyman is making your shopping easy. Shop our wide selection of necklaces, earrings, or bracelets to our amazing line of watches. Looking for something truly unique? Consider our estate jewelry, or even build your own custom handcrafted piece with our in-house designers. The perfect gift at the perfect price. Christmas memories start with family and Sartor Heyman.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, Brooks, Hoka, and more to make you fashionable and comfortable. Grab a new Ridge wallet or buy 3, get 1 free on Smart Wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy person in your life. Brown Shoe Fit at 66th and Q in Lincoln.
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you got to come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on The Block. Welcome back. It is brought to you, as always, by the great people of Nebco. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland with you. Go into our VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. We welcome in Brian Munson of Husker Online, part of the On3 network. Brian, what a Sunday afternoon for you and your Buffalo Bills, my friend.
There he is.
Yeah, that was exciting, man. I didn't know how to feel kind of coming into it with all the secondary injuries they had, but as things started kind of going down the road, felt more and more felt better about the offense and stuff like that. And obviously there's some things in that game that I can't explain. Like you and I talked about offline, like the early onside kick with like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. No idea what was going through Dan's head, but I tell you what, there's not many coaches in the league that I would just like sign up for them to coach, but he's one of them. He is a fantastic coach and gets those guys energy, like pointed the right direction. It was awesome. I think Buffalo's got some couple sore spots still. I mean, Goff had a record day and they still can't kick a field goal from inside a PAT. I cannot understand that. So
too close, too easy, too much time.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a bad reception. Hold on.
Okay, there we go, B-Mons.
You guys, is that better?
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah.
We're good. Whew.
What did you ask me, Austin? I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said you're almost too close. If you can't kick a field goal inside PAT range, if you're too close, you're too open.
That's true. That's very, very true. I would have, if there's one last thing I could say about that, I really wish the little chest pass touchdown would have stood in the fourth quarter. That would have been beyond great. You could go ahead and just put that on the MVP picture right now, but instead you'll have to go back to the San Francisco game with him diving for the pylon on the throw to himself for a touchdown.
B-Months, real quick, man. Obviously, the awards have been, put out now in college football, so forth and so on. What's your, being in media and being around media, what's your thought on it being Travis Hunter as opposed to, Genty?
Oh, man, I haven't really thought about it that way.
Well, let me throw this part out to you too, real quick.
Sure.
And here's an addition as to why the question still stands, but the addition to that question ultimately comes down to me is this, B-Months. You've got to look at what those numbers look like for when Reggie Bush won it in 05, right?
Mm-hmm.
Numbers blows his out the water, but yet he was the guy. Would you say this is attributed to the transition on top of the answer? Is this attributed towards the transition into more of a quarterback dominated sport, wide receiver dominated sport as different than the running back position at this point? Would you say that's probably?
I think that plays a lot into it. Plus, the team that Reggie Bush, played on with Leinart and the others, was drastically better than the Boise State team. That's not throwing any shade their way. Jinky, in my opinion, should have won the Heisman. Is Travis Hunter electrifying? Does he do amazing things on the football field? Absolutely, positively, yes. But here's like the next thing that I'll say that probably maybe you guys will agree with and maybe you won't. I wouldn't even given the Blitnikoff to Hunter. I would not have even given the Blitnikoff. The kid from San Jose State should have won that. And I can't even think of what his name is right now off the top of my head. Yes, his stats, again, freaky. Is that have anything to do, like what you said, Strick, going back to where the evolution of the football game is at and how much value is put on that quarterback position? I'm not 100% sure. Clearly that position is highly regarded, and I think it's easy to kind of lose some of those things. With Hunter, you'd have to overlook both sides of the football. I think that's what made it so disruptive for him to overlook him in that regard. But at the same time, I just don't think you can look past like what you said, like those comparative kind of scenarios when it comes like, well, this was a season that this person had, and this is a season that this person had, and this is when they won it and they didn't win it. And I think that, you've had those obvious opportunities for those guys to go out and prove themselves. I would go back, if everybody wants to go back and start talking about, well, he didn't play against didn't play his best against the best competition. How did Hunter play against Nebraska? He didn't play very well. And there was a run there that Dowdell was, breaking to the end zone. Mm-hmm. Hunter got out of the way. Mm-hmm. He didn't want anything to do with that. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. I think he's a great player. I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it. But honestly, when you saw him pick up the Blitnikoff, it was almost like, okay, this is which way this thing is going right now. And that's the part maybe to me that if he hadn't gotten that, if people were paying closer attention, like what you were saying, Strick, he probably doesn't end up getting the Heisman either.
Brian, we're going to try this for a transition. Could Nebraska get its own Ashton Genty out of the transfer portal in one-time Nebraska football target, Kawan Lacey?
Oh, well done. It's possible. Lacey's a special talent. We talked about him all year last year. He's a 10-4, 100 guy. Just his stats last year at Missouri are really hard to understand. And he played 5 games. He lost his red shirt. And in like that red shirt game, or the game where he burned his red shirt, I think he had 5 carries. And then didn't see the field after that. There's just between Lacey and between, Nwerny, there's some really difficult things to kind of understand about those two highly prized, highly valued 2025 targets that Missouri brought in. That it kind of tells me anyway about that Missouri had a bigger bag to give to somebody that was joining the team versus somebody that they were trying to maintain, like on roster management. And that part, to me at least, that's what it says. But could Nebraska do it? Yes. I like what Lacey does because he doesn't sit in a single room. He's in the running backs room. He's in the wide receiver room. He's going to be in your special teams room. So he does so many different things for an offense or for a team in general that I think he could be an asset. I think Nebraska's room looks pretty good. I like both freshman running backs. I like who they return. If Emmett Johnson had decided to go ahead and leave, Nebraska probably would have had a great opportunity right here to make a run at Q1. But I'm wondering right now if we're, after he had kind of did what he did in Nebraska going down to the month of November before he decided to dip out and go do his thing with Missouri. I'm wondering if he didn't burn a bridge, and obviously, Garrett McGuire, who was kind of that lead recruiter for him too, being down there in that Dallas area, because that's where Garrett's from, Cedar Hill area. It just maybe wouldn't have been a good fit anymore anyway.
Fair enough, but you mentioned Nebraska does get Williams Nwaneri in the fold, 5-star plus. That's a big one. But it continued the trend of Kansas City, Brian. A lot of flips from Nebraska, some more recruiting going on. And then officially today, this morning, we get the news Nebraska will be playing down in Arrowhead instead of this game taking place at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Just how much of a benefit is it for Nebraska to get that game moved from Indy to Kansas City? And does that have anything to do with the Huskers' recent push down into the KC Metro again?
Well, I mean, I think it does two things. I think it benefits Cincinnati, first of all. I mean, that's you're going to get down a little bit closer to, the conference you're playing in, some areas that you want to kind of recruit in as well. But for Nebraska, this is heaven sent. I mean, you're bringing Jamar Mosey back home, number one, and, you're giving him an opportunity to tell the guys, hey, come on out and check us out. And I think that's how that, it's really kind of difficult to kind of understand how the visitor stuff will work on a neutral site. But I try to remember how it works with the Cotton Bowl in Oklahoma and Texas every single year. But at the very minimum, they can go ahead and get their own ticket and go sit down and watch the game, in the stands. So I think it's also a huge plus to, play in a state where you don't have a team basically from the Big Ten footprint there. So if you want to keep expanding those relationships and the pipeline in the KC area, this is enormous. And like you said, I mean, everybody out of the KC area they got this year, including the portal transfer, they were all flips. And I think Nebraska sits really well with a number of 2026 guys from KC, from Missouri in general, that this could be a really huge boost and nice thing to kind of, get things going again around. Because I think right now, they're losing a little bit of steam kind of going into the spring, And I think 2027 guys, this would be a nice way to kind of pick it back up again a little bit with some of those guys, because it was so incredibly important to kind of get those guys on campus earlier this year. So yeah, it's a big thing for Nebraska and a big thing for what they're trying to accomplish right now.
And the game's on a Thursday instead of a Saturday. What does that do for Nebraska in terms of eyeballs, whether it's on the TV or potentially in person, that this game is a weekday game? It's a Thursday, helping kick off the college football season instead of being, on a traditional college football Saturday.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I still happen to find my way into my comfortable little rocking chair on Thursday nights to watch the game on Amazon. So I think it's doable. I think it does stay out of the way somewhat of high school competition. I mean, there might be a couple guys, that start up that early anyway. That's probably like week 0, that they would probably be firing up. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of works out. But it's one of those things. I think it's going to work out to where it's like the only thing that's kind of on that night or at that time, and it may actually help drive up a lot of viewership, honestly, when it comes to, hey, college football is back, and guess what? We got Nebraska versus Cincinnati, and that's a good one.
It does still scare me, Brian. I've still got some Nebraska scar tissue about the Huskers being that primetime game, the only team in the window. To me, it would be a good sign for the program that it's moving in the right direction. I mean, obviously win the game, right? Start a season opener off with a win. But how many times have we seen Nebraska not take advantage of these moments? I think that's really just the way of the world, where Nebraska can't bank on being the biggest Saturday draw anymore. Sure, they'll get some big noon slots or maybe a CBS slot here or there. But I think as much as Husker fans might hem and haw about not loving the Thursday or the Friday game to start the year, this might be Nebraska's best opportunity to get some of these important eyeballs and visitors.
No, that's a great point. I mean, obviously they don't have another Colorado on the schedule next year.
Right.
So it's really one of those things where you're trying to still get the word out about what Matt Rule is doing, and here's Dylan Raiola, and here's Emmett Johnson, and oh yeah, we're going to roll out all these these cool freshmen on the defensive side of the football, Christian Jones and Dawson Merritt. You want people to see that. You want people to see kids from the Kansas City area being successful on the field for Nebraska. So you want Norney to be on the field. You want Mosey to be on the field. You want those things to happen so the broadcasters can bring it out. I mean, that's where things really become relevant at that point. I think Nebraska, though, to your point, I think that there's very limited opportunities this year. You need to take what you can get. I think that this is going to surprise some people. I mean, myself personally, guess what? I'm already talking about the guys going up there and hitting the game, because I don't have to cover necessarily recruiting as a part of it, so I can go up there and check it out. It's kind of playing with house money, so to speak.
Fair enough. The other thing I want to hit with you, Brian, is something Strick and I brought up at the end of last week. We saw a letter written by a Michigan football walk-on to Judge Claudia Wilkin, who's presiding over the House versus NCAA case. And this walk-on was essentially asking Judge Wilkin to grant a grace period or just a period of time for college football rosters to get down from wherever they are to the 105 that we all seem to think is coming. As you look at recruiting, how coaching staffs and recruiting staffs are operating in college football right now, do you think that those people and even the players, would they rather just rip the Band-Aid off, go down from 125, 130, 150 down to 105 this year and say this is the new normal, get used to it? Or would it be better for coaches, for recruiting staffs, and for players to have a grace period, to have 2 or 3 years to get down from your current roster size to the 105 that's proposed?
In my opinion, it's the latter. You're putting all the pain recruiting-wise into a single class, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are going to go ahead and, just like in 2020, you're really going to limit the numbers of players or of kids out of high school that are going to get an opportunity to go on and play college football at all. And I think there's also another kind of a significant event happening here too. So that's one way. That's going in. Let's talk about the laterals, the portal guys. So now if you have 40 kids, by 125 programs, so what does that come out to be like?
A lot. I didn't do math, Brian.
5,000 players. Yeah, it's like 5,000 players, I guess. If you have that many players that are being cut essentially across Division I football, yeah, you're probably going to go ahead and help out some SCS programs and some D2 programs. Mm-hmm. But these guys are obviously, they're staggering themselves into the portal. Number one. Number two, there's going to be kind of 2 windows. You get before the holidays, after the holidays, up to the end of the semester, and you're going to have basically this other cut coming at the end of spring. Mm-hmm. Where you're going to do it again, and everybody's working now off of the 105. So it's tit for tat, right? If you want to bring one in, one's got to go. So there's no kind of area, no fluff that anybody has described yet about practice squads, or we're going to float an extra 15 players here, and you have to designate them as basically being ineligible or something like that to play. There still seems to be some real fine lines here that have not been drawn up, and I kind of halfway agree. I think his name was John Weidenbach. Mm-hmm. I kind of halfway agree with him. I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure on recruiting right now, and I think there's even more pressure on the portal when it comes to some of these guys that are getting cut, that have to go find a new place to play, that are not going to find a home because numbers are just simply going to keep them out of it.
As you look back 3.5, 4 years later, what was maybe the bigger impact of how COVID impacted recruiting? Was it the reduction of spots in the smaller classes, or was it the additional year of eligibility that everyone got across the board?
It was the eligibility year for sure. I mean, everything was out of skew. I mean, and then you had options. You had options for, senior versus super senior, and kind of how that stuff was going to kind of work. And, when you're in the Big Ten conference, where basically your scholarship is kind of quote unquote guaranteed, right? That's the conference thing. It's, it gets really tough because maybe you got some guys that are hanging around on your third string that are never going to be a part of your team, never going to be of any value, never going to be able to kind of step up and be productive. And there's nothing you can do about it. And, oh, by the way, they got a 6th year coming after that if they decide to go ahead and stick around for it and get their masters or finish up whatever. I mean, yeah, I think it was the extra year for sure.
That's Brian Munson of Husker Online with us. Brian, tell people where they can find your work, whether it's on Twitter or on Husker Online. What's the best way to get to it?
Yeah, go ahead and check me out on Twitter. It's going to be at Brian Munson. It's BRYANMUNSON and _. And then get on over to Husker Online. We've got some of the best stuff going on right now. All the portal transfer recruiting that's going on. there are a ton of guys right now, including a quarterback transfer that's on campus right now from Purdue, and a lot of stuff coming down the rest of this week. So looking forward to continuing to bring you guys that news.
We will look forward to hearing that news from you, our trusted source here on the block, Brian Munson. As always, B. Munson, appreciate your time. Have a good rest of your week, man.
Hey, happy holidays to you guys. We'll see you.
Right.
Same to you. Brian joined us on our VIP line, brought to you by Aloe Fiber. That's where they understand what, Stricky?
The exceptional service with local heart.
That's what they understand. We understand it's time to get out of here. We got a crossover to get to. Jay Foreman in the house. We'll wrap up on the block.
But it's important to have exceptional service with local heart.
Ain't that the truth? Wrapping up on the block next.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. The holidays are here, and Fairway has everything you need for charcuterie boards, shrimp trays, party platters, wine, beer, spirits, and more. Plus, custom fresh cuts on USDA choice or prime grade beef, all natural pork, fresh chicken, and seafood. Your holiday meals start at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies, but it will be breezy. See a high around 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies with light wind, a low around 28. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds becoming mainly cloudy with light wind, and a high around 49. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Celebrate Christmas this year with Venue Restaurant and Lounge and our Christmas to-go meal packages. Our options include rosemary brown sugar prime rib with horseradish cream, andouille cornbread pork roulade with a sage country gravy, pistachio cranberry butter roasted duck with an orange glaze, and an herb roasted whole chicken with lemon thyme cream sauce. You choose delivery right to your home or pick up at our Venue at Home storefront. Order today at holidaysbyvenue.net. That's holidaysbyvenue.net.
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you got to come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Early break. He brings them in and teaches them how to be Santa Claus.
So what do you do if like a 16-year-old wants to sit on the lap? What do you do? There's a protocol.
Protocol. What do we do? How do we handle it?
Oh,
not
you
so
stand.
fast.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I'm going to stand up next to you.
Clause would not approve. Right.
Bunch of college girls.
Right. No. Oh, becomes no.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back one final time here during On the Block. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, joined by Jay Foreman. What's up, Jay?
What's happening on this Monday?
Your boy Bill's here.
I know.
Spent a good half an hour with us. Appreciate Bill and Lighthouse.
Bill's the real deal, man.
It's true.
Yeah, man. It's,
Those kids are real deal, too.
Yes, they are, man. I'm telling you, what they do at the Lighthouse is for real, man. I don't try to put my name on much, but when I do, it's something I believe in, and I've been knowing Bill the person a long time, and I will tell you that Bill is, if there's ever somebody that could drive you to be the best that you can, Bill has done it. He's a Lighthouse kid. He knows Lighthouse. He pretty much is Lighthouse. And he's passionate about it, and everything they do is on the up and up. And plus the rest of the board is pretty outstanding as well. And the kids are just a byproduct of that. What they do and really the amount of energy, resources and time that they put in just for the betterment of those kids to give them a chance to go out here and try to navigate through this thing called life is pretty dang special.
You've been a part of their Christmas shopping event for some years. What's your favorite part about it?
Man, you know what, man? It's it's cool because, you go and obviously I always think like, dang, we only got like one like toy or something like that. I was like, dang, I'd probably go and try to get a whole bunch of toys. But I'm gonna tell you what, man, these kids are thoughtful. It's really cool to see them budget, as they're talking amongst themselves. And you know what? All of them do stuff for other people. So Lighthouse is doing for them. We appreciate everybody donating. You still can donate.
Nine more.
And
at least, of course.
Yeah, at least or more. And that'll get taken care of. But we'd like to get some, even more. But people donate for the kids, and then the kids essentially donate. And that's part of what the Lighthouse is teaching them life skills and how how to pay it forward and give back. And they're making big people or grown adult decisions there, and here in about another hour.
Well, for me, the people skill part of it is great. You can tell their interaction. Sometimes you can get into these silos.
Oh yeah.
In the nudge, like we come from the communication. Well, not you. We come from the communication era where where we had to, kind of look people face to face. You really didn't have not unless you stopped at the corner and put a 25 cent.
Yeah.
We weren't doing all that. But you can tell that they're learning social skills too.
Right.
To add on to everything you just said, that helps in how to diffuse probably some conflict resolutions, just things that most people don't get just being at home.
Yeah, the good thing about it is that they teach them all those skills, old school skills that, teach them how to communicate, advocate for themselves, but then also take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I think also a big thing that they do, they provide avenues of learning for the young men and women that come in there. And the reason why I say that is they expose them to, different crafts, different jobs, and different things that they can get into all across the, whether it's from banking to plumbing, electricians. Yeah, people come in there that
Gio was fired up about the construction,
right?
The concrete
All that
stuff,
stuff, man. I mean, I'm telling you, man, teaching them about the difference between having a job, a career, a trade, financial literacy, and then obviously when you have then one thing I think they do a really good job of is they accept anybody, but they hold you accountable. They don't do any of the work for you. They hold you to a higher standard than maybe you even thought that you had for yourself, and then it becomes a part of who they are. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm telling you what, when you see them out, when you see the Lighthouse kids out there, man, that's the awesome to see them out. I remember I ran into a young gentleman. It was about 4 years ago, and then I saw him now. He's 20 something. I'm like, dang, dude, you didn't I recognized him, but man, the way he carried himself, he had a collared shirt on, and he was like a total different dude, man. And so I think that's the great thing about it.
Let's pause 10 quick seconds for station identification here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Those kids are getting their Christmas shopping on here, like you said, in about an hour. But, Jay, Christmas came early for you yesterday. Buffalo Bills, big win over the Lions, and Patrick Mahomes out with a high ankle sprain? Buffalo Bills are staring down the barrel of the AFC 1 seed, my friend.
Oh, yeah, I know. And I think the Chiefs have a pretty daunting
games
schedule.
in 10 days.
Yeah, 2 more in a few days. And they're not easy outs. And so, if Buffalo could get the number 1 seed, they've been playing well. Josh Allen is playing great.
Going up to the Buffalo, and boy.
I'll be there.
Boy, a lot of people don't want that smoke up there for.
We're going.
We will be there.
Oh, we get a home game in Buffalo. We're going. And because it's done up right. But I mean, the Chiefs at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes at 80% is still a tough out, and he seems to play better when he's compromised a little bit. So you got to beat the Chiefs. You got to put the dagger in the heart. You cannot play. You can't get to the last possession against them. They've won 15 games in a row. Last possessions or walk off. I mean, that's just, they're just battle tested. They're a great organization. They're tough, and they're going to be hard to beat. No matter who, no matter when, how, or what type of weather you play them, they're going to come to compete, and that's what is a lost art now. Showing up and being ready to play.
We know Jay's voting Josh Allen for MVP. Stricky, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. You on the Josh Allen train? You go on Lamar? You going Saquon? Raise your head out right now.
It's tough. I think it's tough. I think it's tougher this year. Yeah. When Lamar was doing it, I think he kind of ran away from it. Even like last year, midway through the season, like this dude's just he's got to he could coast in. Now it's like Saquon was a couple weeks ago. Now you got Josh Allen. Then you got some other dudes, man. I mean, you can't even turn your nose up to. I know he won't get it, but like what Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are doing. Any other year you take those guys out, or Saquon and Josh out, you're thinking like, all right, one or co-MVPs are these 2 receivers who were college teammates and roommates. Just imagine that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's a good storyline, too.
They still wouldn't have beat the 95 Huskers, though, because their defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. We've been running over. We just mashing them, dude. Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah.
Is there a team in college football history you wish the 95 Huskers could have faced?
I like our chances against them all.
But who do you want? Tough. You watch the team on TV, you hear all the hype. Who do you
I would have liked to play. I think I truly no.
No, the answer is the 0-1 Hurricanes.
Yeah,
I truly.
This is honest to God truth. Honest to God truth. I don't think USC we would have been fine against USC. We definitely would have been fine against Texas, and I felt like we more than match up against any of the Bama teams, even though they would have. I mean, they could have beat us. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think the best game you would ever see is us against the Hurricanes, mano a mano.
You put plans on Jeremy Shockey?
We're gonna go at it. He gonna get his, and I'm gonna get mine. But I'm telling you, man, them dudes are stacked. That's the only team where I look at like, yeah, dang. I mean, they got Kellen Winslow and all them dudes running down on kickoff.
Right. Yeah,
like Willis McGahee, he was covering the kickoff. Yeah, so it would have been a tough out, but I like our chances though. I like 95 chances against anybody because they went too deep, NFL guys, and so did we. So we're just gonna go out there and see where we're at.
See who got what.
Sure, we could sim that on the College Football 25, right? There's gotta be a way.
Yeah.
There's gotta be a way to sim that.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But if they did T. Frazier's skill set now, it's over. Because now they accentuate the RPOs and all.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Oh, hey, with LP. Oh no, it might have been over. Yeah, it might. Yeah,
Backed up by Amon.
And we cut blocking the linebackers too.
They're walking off the field.
Yeah.
They don't
yeah,
love
it's all good.
What a Monday show. Big thanks to Bill Mitchner, CEO of Lighthouse. Big thanks to Love Volleyball Omaha for sponsoring the crossover. Get your tickets online today, lovb.com. January 24th, first serve for former Huskers on the team. 2 former Huskers in here, Strick and Jay.
That's
I'm
a
Austin
fact.
Orban. Don't go anywhere. Old School comes your way in just a sec.
Make Hog Wild the centerpiece of your holiday meal. Pre-order a 4-pound boneless ham for $50, a 12-pound whole smoked turkey